Hey everyone, I'm Robin Openshaw, the Green Smoothie Girl, and it's been trending that our problems can be blamed on oxalic acids, and we should all find low oxalate foods and avoid the ones high in oxalates, because oxalates are often called an anti-nutrient and will bind to calcium and cause kidney stones in a very rare occasion, which I think may happen to a rare person. But avoiding all the whole nutritious foods that contain oxalates seems overkill, and a highly restrictive diet like that seems relevant to very few people. So the foods super high in oxalates are spinach, almonds, Swiss chard, parsley, pepper, black tea, especially, but teas in general, actually, rhubarb, potatoes and sweet potatoes and cassava and quinoa and buckwheat, beets, cashews, pretty much all beans. Actually, I could just keep going and you'd basically have eliminated all the foods you know to be healthy for you. So yes, some people do get kidney stones. I'm way more worried about the people drinking soda getting kidney stones than the people eating whole foods that contain oxalates. I worry zero about counting how much oxalic acid I eat, but then I do a flush twice a year that dilates all the ducts of my kidneys, liver, and gallbladder, which is kind of like changing the oil in your car twice a year. So I really paid attention to what Sally Norton had to say because there's always something of value to learn, even with people I don't 100% agree with. And she's the one that got Joe Mercola believing that all the spinach and vegetables that I eat was going to kill me. And that's a direct quote. But listen, tens of thousands of studies don't lie. The extensive list of foods containing oxalates are also the foods that lead to longevity, prevent cancer and heart disease and autoimmune disease. And while if you're one of the rare people who needs to worry about the oxalic content of foods, I feel for you because that's an elimination diet that's like no other. It's so restrictive. But I think that there's some underlying gut liver dysbiosis that may mean that you don't have to spend the rest of your life worrying about oxalates. As it is, even the die-hard anti-oxalate people like Sally Norton will be the first to acknowledge that pretty much all foods have oxalates. So at best, you're going to avoid the high oxalate foods and stick to the lower oxalate foods. Just my 2 cents. I think sometimes we hear one expert and we go all in on that idea that greens have goitrogens, so we better not eat them, and grains have phytates, so we better not eat them, or 200 different foods have oxalates, so we better not eat them. And the fact of the matter is, these compounds called anti-nutrients, that's just a word that somebody made up. These compounds may have important roles in the body. And while there may be such a thing as too much, I'd also hate to see you become orthorexic and terrified of foods that are healthy for you in countless ways. And if my body was super reactive to foods containing oxalates, I'd be really curious about what the underlying issue is rather than just eliminating 90% of the healthy food on earth from my diet. So maybe if you did that, it would be just a temporary thing while we teach you how to flush all the crystalline buildup that people with oxalate problems have. I know that that opinion is quite different from the people super committed to the oxalate narrative. And I don't pretend to have all the answers, but I'd also hate to see you become basically terrified of almost all the healthy food in the world. Sure do appreciate you for your love and support of my channel, and I will see you next time.